Bitcoin has reached the long-awaited milestone $100,000 again, a feat that naturally caught the market's attention. It is a symbolic and psychological milestone, loaded with implications for both investors and the broader cryptocurrency market. However, as always, things in the world of Bitcoin are never as simple as they seem. According to the analysis of QCP Capital, although the initial optimism is palpable, there are a number of factors that could make it difficult to consolidate this price level and raise doubts about what comes next. Hello, this is Oliver, and this was a preview of another video from your favorite news channel about Bitcoin and the crypto world, Bitcoin Now. Sit back and relax, because the video has just started. What makes this moment unique is the comparison with the first time Bitcoin surpassed the $100,000, last December. On that occasion, the market reacted very differently. Financing rates, for example, soared by more than 60%, suggesting that the market was gripped by uncontrolled enthusiasm, which created the perfect conditions for an abrupt correction. This time, the scenario is more stable. Financing rates remain moderate, and volatility, which once spiked at times like these, is now relatively contained. The absence of a short-term squeeze, as we saw previously, suggests that traders are taking a more balanced and less impulsive approach this time around. Another point raised by QCP is that there are no clear triggers or specific drivers within the crypto industry to explain this movement. Events like institutional adoption or technological advances, which have historically driven Bitcoin's price, are notably absent at the moment. This means that the market's focus is increasingly being directed towards macroeconomic factors. And that makes sense, considering the global context. And if the video is helping you, I will ask you to leave a like on the video. This way you can help the word about Bitcoin reach more people. Among the factors on the radar, the United States economy plays a central role. Attention is focused on labor market data, with emphasis on the report Non-Farm Payrolls, NFP, which will be released soon. This report, accompanied by other metrics such as JOLTS and the ADP jobs report, could shape investor expectations and directly influence Bitcoin's performance in the coming days. This economic data provides a reading of the state of the American economy, influencing decisions on monetary policy and, consequently, the appetite for risky assets like Bitcoin. Interestingly, despite all the hoopla surrounding Bitcoin hitting the $100,000, QCP Capital warns that investors should remain cautious. It's a reminder of sorts that the cryptocurrency market can be unpredictable and that reaching a milestone like this doesn't necessarily mean the road ahead will be smooth. Without clear new triggers or renewed momentum, it is difficult to predict whether Bitcoin will be able to hold above this line or face significant resistance in the coming days. The aforementioned resistance is a critical point. On psychological levels such as $100,000, the market often experiences what is known as intense selling pressure. This is because many investors, especially those who bought Bitcoin at lower levels, see these milestones as opportunities to take profits. This behavior can create a temporary ceiling for the price, making it difficult for the asset to consistently break higher without a significant catalyst. Another intriguing element highlighted by the QCP analysis is the lack of influence from imminent political events. Donald Trump's inauguration, scheduled for January 20th, for example, does not seem to be a factor that the market considers relevant for the price of Bitcoin. This further reinforces the idea that the market is looking beyond industry-specific events or immediate politics and is more interested in the global economic tailwinds shaping the financial environment. Still, it's hard to ignore the weight of the symbolism. To achieve $100,000, it's more than just a number. It's validation for many who see Bitcoin as a store of value or an alternative to the traditional financial system. Every time Bitcoin passes a milestone like this, it solidifies its place in the financial mainstream and attracts the attention of new investors curious to understand what the future holds for the world's most famous cryptocurrency. On the other hand, the current price also raises questions about what Bitcoin really needs to continue advancing. Can it sustain this momentum without the support of major news or announcements? Or are we just in a gap before another phase of high volatility? QCP suggests that the answer to these questions may largely depend on factors external to the crypto industry. This adds an extra layer of complexity, as Bitcoin, although decentralized, is increasingly interconnected with the global financial system and subject to its fluctuations. Ultimately, the brand $100,000 it is both a reflection of Bitcoin's success and a test of its resilience. It's a reminder that while cryptocurrency has come a long way since its early days, it still operates in a market full of uncertainty and challenges. For investors, the moment requires both celebration and caution. Bitcoin's immediate future may not be easy to predict, but one thing is certain: It will continue to be one of the most fascinating and polarizing assets on the global market. How can normal people as cryptocurrency buyers take advantage of this Bitcoin milestone? When Bitcoin reaches a milestone like the $100,000, it's natural for people outside the cryptocurrency market to be curious, perhaps even a little intimidated. For those already in the game, it may seem like a golden opportunity. But what about ordinary people, who are perhaps still starting out or thinking about entering this world? The good news is that, even in boom times like this, there are smart ways to take advantage without getting carried away by the hype or the fear of missing out, the famous FOMO. The first thing you need to understand is that the cryptocurrency market is not all or nothing. It is not necessary to buy an entire Bitcoin, which, let's face it, would be a heavy decision for most people. You can buy fractions of Bitcoin, called Satoshis. This means that, even with a small budget, it is possible to start investing and benefit from market growth over time. Another important point is to look at movements like this, of Bitcoin reaching the $100,000, as a learning opportunity, not just as a signal to run and buy. For example, a milestone like this usually attracts a lot of media attention, which means there is an abundance of information and analysis available. Taking the time to understand why the price has risen, what is driving the market, and what the possible risks are is a fundamental step towards investing with more confidence and less anxiety. If you already have some Bitcoin, this might be a good time to evaluate your strategy. For some people, rising prices may be an opportunity to sell a small portion and take profits, especially if the initial investment was made at much lower levels. This helps ensure that you reap the rewards of your investment without being fully exposed to a possible price correction. On the other hand, if you are a long-term investor, the famous hodler, and believe in Bitcoin's long-term potential, it may be more interesting to maintain your position and focus on what the market can offer in the coming years. And have you seen the new keyboard I use to write my scripts? Transform any place into your office. The foldable Bluetooth keyboard combines practicality, lightness, and durability. With a magnetic stand and aluminum design, it's perfect for productivity on the go. Compact, no backlight, and long-lasting battery. Enjoy now. Click on the description link and learn more. Now, if you haven't started investing yet, this might be a good time to consider getting in. But here's some advice. Don't invest everything at once. The cryptocurrency market is known for its volatility, and Bitcoin can go up as well as down quickly. A common strategy to minimize risk is the so-called recurring purchase, where you buy a fixed amount of Bitcoin regularly, regardless of the price. This allows you to take advantage of different entry points and saves you the stress of trying to guess the best time to buy. Also, don't limit yourself to just Bitcoin. Although he is the protagonist of this movement, other cryptocurrencies can also benefit from the market's enthusiasm. Ethereum, for example, often follows similar movements to Bitcoin, and there are a multitude of smaller projects that can offer interesting opportunities. But it's important to remember, the smaller the currency, the greater the risk. Always do your research before investing. Another way to take advantage of this moment is to engage more with the crypto community. Social media, forums, and even local or online events can be great places to learn from more experienced people, understand new trends, and even discover emerging projects. It's a space where exchanging knowledge can make a big difference, especially for those just starting out. But, above all, the most important thing is to invest responsibly. Never put money in that you cannot afford to lose. Cryptocurrencies are an exciting market full of potential, but they can also be unpredictable. Having a clear plan, diversifying your investments, and maintaining a long-term perspective are attitudes that can make all the difference. Bitcoin's move to the $100,000, it's a reminder of how powerful cryptocurrencies can be, but also how volatile the market can be. For ordinary people, this means that opportunities exist, but that it is essential to approach them with caution, curiosity, and, above all, patience. After all, the crypto market is not a 100-meter race. It's a marathon. In short, every day is a day to buy Bitcoin, and as long as the bakery on the corner, the vegetable seller, and small traders don't adopt Bitcoin as a payment method, it's too cheap. And don't just stop at that, there's this video here for you. Click check it out and relax.